The creepypasta that I'm going to read today or whenever I upload this is going to be Pokemon creepypasta Strangled Red. Strangled Red. I'm sorry that I had to repeat that, just that my tongue was kind of weird. I'm not really sure who it's from though. On the site, it doesn't say. But Pokemon is just a game, right? Strangled Red. There are tons of stories out there about hacked Pokemon games. Some of them are really quite neat, such as the one about a version when you get a ghost as a starter. Some are ridiculous as well. Silly stories about people dying after playing a game, or the game talking to them. God, don't write. Sorry, I failed. God, don't these writers know less is more when it comes to this stuff? Ah, well, I digress. I grew interested in these hacked games that are apparently in any thrift store on eBay, or handed out by homeless people to random passerbys. I don't have the pleasure of meeting these creepy people. I merely found this particular cartridge in a trash bin where the garage truck backed into my neighbor's dumpster. I noticed the game and asked the trash man if I could take it, and he didn't seem to mind. It was thrown away after all. I, of course, checked with my neighbor to confirm if they actually didn't want it, though they seemed perplexed, as if they'd never seen it in their life. Their son made a grab for it, a little boy who saw the Charizard on the cover crying out, "Pokemon! I want, Mommy!" But his mother told him no, seeing as I found it. He didn't even have a Game Boy anyway. He just liked Pokemon. Thinking nothing more, I simply went home, looking at the cartridge sticker on the way. Just a plain old red version, the sticker torn slightly across the Charizard's neck. But that was expected for such an old game. I had blue version as a kid, so I was a bit eager to see the elaborate material differences Red had. I was rather disappointed by what I saw when the title screen showed up. Pokemon Strangled Red version. Well, damn it, it was a hack. Hacks were neat at all. By the way, if you are mad about my swearing, it was in the writing, so you can't really blame me for that. I'm reading it word for word. Hacks were neat and all, but they had zero monetary value. The original's quite valuable now, and I wanted to play Red anyway. It's not this crap. Oh well, it was free. Might as well try it. The name was odd, however. Strangled Red? That made no sense. Not even in a morbid description of something being asphyxiated as people turn blue when choking, not red. Who knows? Maybe there's a pair of these hacks and I just got the red one. The more I thought about this, though, the more interested I became. My initial disappointment turned into curiosity. I wanted to know what the creator had made. And I was going to. Note, everything I saw, the first oddity I noticed was the start screen. What? Was the start screen. Had a Charizard next to the trainer instead of a Charmander. Also, the Pokemon never cycled through like the original versions did. It just stayed Charizard. I'm sorry, I cannot read today that well. Even after 5 minutes of waiting, struggling, I hit start, noticing there was no Charizard cry, as I did like there was supposed to. Sorry, I stutter too much during reading. Noticing there was no there was no cry Charizard, as I did there was supposed to be. They put as I did instead of as it did, sorry. I saw there was a continue option, so I figured I'd do what everybody did with games and see what the previous owner had done. No. I blinked in surprise. No? What do you mean, no? The game wouldn't let me continue no matter what. So on the 4th attempt, I heard a Charizard cry, quite and barely audible. But there, shrugging it off, I decided just to hit new game, like I would have done after checking the old file anyway. The screen cut to black for a while. No Professor Oak, no starting theme, just nothing at all. Eventually the screen came back, showing a bedroom, 2 beds, 2 TVs, and a computer in the corner. My trainer sprite was the usual one, constant with the original red version. I was curious as why it didn't ask my name, though that was answered as I opened the pause menu, noticing my trainer was named Steven. No, this isn't my real name, or some stupid crap like that. This game isn't self-aware or haunted, at least not that I know of. It just had name chosen. It just had a name chosen already. Curious, I saw he had the starter amount of money. No badges. He didn't look like Red though. His hair was longer, almost reaching halfway down his neck. Back, not neck. Red's usual smile replaced with the confident smirk. Honestly, I found this sprite much cooler than Red. Next, I checked out his Pokemon, a single Charmander, level 5, named Miki. Nothing was odd about it, or should I say her, with the name and all. She had beginning Charmander stats, and only knew Scratch and Tail Whip, basic stuff. The game seemed relatively normal. Returning to the game, I walked about the room, noticing Steven's long hair was present on the back of my trainer sprite. When my back was turned to the camera, I didn't recognize the house, but I descended the stairs to see more. Downstairs was another trainer who spoke to me the instant I came down. Miki, ready yet? Yeah. Oh, Mike said, I'm sorry. It's some guy, I thought it was Miki the Charmander, except it says Mike. Like, Mike is a character who's talking, and yeah. Mike, ready yet? Steven. Yeah. I assumed this Mike was my rival, pre-decided for me, a replacement of Blue most likely. Though my thought back to the bedroom, having 2 beds, realizing they weren't just rivals, they were brothers. They talked back and forth. Basic Pokemon dialogue. Become a Pokemaster, catch 'em all. I know it's Pokemon Master, but it just says Pokemaster. Stuff like that, before having a little argument over which is better, Charmander or Squirtle, which of course led to the introduction battle, like the one in Blue in the lab. Like the one versus Blue in the lab. Simple enough. Scratch, tackle, till I won purely of having the first turn. I took note of how much better Steven's sprite looked in combat than Red's. A different pose, his hair looking like it was blowing in the wind. A brief, minor upgrade, but still much nicer. I left the house after some more banter with my brother, stepping out to the Pallet Town scene. Going to the east, I found this was indeed Pallet Town. The house was simply on the outskirts to the west. I noticed that there was no mysterious grassy fields like in normal Pallet Town. Wandering about, I decided to check it on Red's house. His mother was inside when I talked to her. She complimented on how handsome Steven looked, hoping her son would look up to him as a role model for when he became a trainer himself next year, which of course led to me realizing this game took place a year before the original Pokemon Red was even upstairs. The original Pokemon. Red was even upstairs, playing the Super Nintendo Entertainment System in his room, commenting, I'm gonna be the very best. I'm gonna be the best, too, when it's my turn. I was starting to like this hack. It was interesting, a completely new adventure, a different character. Hell, Steven even seemed to have a history with people in his town, a reputation, a personality beyond silent protagonist. The people in town talked to him as a person, making conversation, not just spouting journal crap. Even Blue's sister had a new dialogue. They seemed to be in a bit of a relationship too, as the dialogue ended with a kiss and a heart over her head. Professor Oak simply wished me well, giving me a Pokédex to aid my adventure. He wasn't giving it to me to be the reason behind the adventure like every other Pokemon game out there. He gave it to me out of kindness, something to help me on my way, a gift. I was liking this more and more with each second. The game seemed to have an actual story now. I was somebody, not just a cookie cutter protagonist everybody could be. Not some blank sheet that could be replaced without notice. And that was part 1. If you liked it, then click on part 2. Well, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to release more than one video on that day, like maybe like 6 videos since I said part 2 and part 3. There's probably gonna be like 3 parts, and I'm sorry that I started so much during that story. I have a problem with reading out loud, and I was hoping that making videos and having to talk and stuff would help me. I also like making videos, like I did in the update thing. Like I said in the update thing. You know what? I hate, like, having to stutter so much. I don't really like stuttering, and it's not really on purpose. I'm just really bad at talking. But either way, if you liked this, or just wanted to hear the rest of the story, click on part 2 and then part 3. I know that somebody's probably already done Strangled Red on YouTube, but this is my version of the story, not my version, because I didn't write it, and I just found it off the site, but my video version, as in my video, and blah blah blah. Bye!